just waiting for you to talk about your Hawaii trip.
Well, everybody test the mics. Test.
Hello.
Check.
Ted, welcome back, man.
There it is.
Welcome back from the honeymoon. You know what? When you walked in, it didn't feel that different. Kind of felt like another day just doing the pod. I think it's because you're tan. It's a good tan.
I'm getting a lot of shit that I didn't get tan enough.
You didn't get a great
I don't
tan.
like that.
You didn't get a great tan.
Tanner
Maybe
than
it
both
faded.
I'm tanner than both of you.
No, you're not.
Yeah. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt.
That's the thing. Aaron came in the other day from the beach. I think he had a better tan. Dude was looking like
I had a
tan Stewie.
I was in the airport for 24 hours, so some went away.
Were you like tapping your foot, like checking your watch, like my tan's fading?
It really felt like it.
They're not going to see my good tan.
I had a 9-hour layover in fucking Phoenix.
Ooh,
Miserable.
did you go to the Suns game?
Nah, I wanted to go to Grand Canyon, but that was 3 hours away from the airport. Wouldn't have been enough time to make it there and back.
That's a good call. Yeah, that would have been
Then we missed the flight, and I'm
a
stuck
rush
in
job.
Phoenix. No, so the first day, I had to really stay out of the sun.
Oh, okay.
for
So
like
how
half
was
the
it?
trip. So the first day, we're going snorkeling, and I'm in the water for like an hour snorkeling, and I didn't realize my whole back and like legs were exposed to the sun. Like I'm just like floating on top of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I get out of the water, I'm having a good time, and then we go back to the room, I shower, and my fucking back was like, it was lobster. I was a lobster. I couldn't move. So I stayed out of the sun for like 2.5, 3 days. A lot of the time we were hiking, so it wasn't a lot of relaxing.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time, Ted.
Apart from the tan, it was a great time.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to see the sights.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to complain about your tan the whole time.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for something else.
Also,
I
once
get tan
you
here. I
got a
get tan
sunburn.
quick.
did you tell Elena that you tweeted during the middle of your honeymoon misrecording the pod?
No, I was just not saying I wasn't having a good time on the honeymoon.
You were on day 4 of the honeymoon.
Was it?
Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
And you're thinking about us?
You guys keep tweeting.
At the point you had missed one pod.
No, well, I was I'm behind you guys, so I just kept seeing when I woke up.
Oh, right,
I would
right.
just see all the stories, all the games, all the stuff we can talk about, and then I look on Twitter. Everyone's on the Twitter.
You're finally keeping up with the news when you're 6 hours behind.
Hey, I just got upset, man. I missed you guys.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not saying have a good time in Hawaii or with Elena, but I can't not miss a pod. What's wrong with that?
You guys sick of each other yet?
Yeah, it was getting tough. No, I'm kidding.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy, back to talk about the world of Hollywood, movies, TV, video games. Listen to this podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and follow us on all the places, social media, at Nerd Soup Monkey, Bo Soup, Teddy Nerd Soup. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Actually, before we talk about that stuff, I want to let you guys know if you want to send your fan questions in to the Nerd Soup Podcast, the best place to do that is either Instagram or Twitter. So
Yeah.
Go ahead and follow us there. Get some good questions.
Like and subscribe. You start saying them front now.
Yeah, no, definitely like and subscribe and leave a little review.
Kids probably came back with fucking ideas, brainstorming the whole time on the beach.
Nah, I wasn't really thinking much.
I was getting sick of it though.
Teddy on the beach.
Seeing all the beach. Yeah, we got it. You're in Hawaii. Stop rubbing it in our faces.
I wasn't rubbing it. I was just showing what I'm doing. That's what story is for.
I was listening to the new Pray for Haiti album by Mac Homie and Westside Gunn. And Westside Gunn has a bar. When was the last time your feet felt sand? And I was just on my walk with Pepper on the hard concrete, 88 degrees out. I'm like, God, I need a vacation. I'm so jealous of Teddy right now.
If you think about that line, it's so true. It's like that's such like a flex.
Yeah, I went to the local beach. The biggest flex ever by a rapper is Jay-Z saying, I brought sand to your beach because my beach is better. Imagine that.
He probably could too.
Little Jay-Z jar of sand.
Yeah.
I like the Corona commercials because what the essence of those are like, you can make your beach anywhere. And I think that's a good principle to live by. Find your beach.
That's Corona.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
the virus?
Yeah. Wow.
You guys read the outline?
Yeah, I did.
Like I said, I'm on finish Succession Season 1. I'm going to start running this company that we have here like Logan Roy.
Yeah, I mentioned the fallacy in that on Twitter because that company's just in shambles.
Thanks, Professor.
Yeah.
I think he's doing all right. He's worth like $20 billion.
But you're not.
Not yet.
Film yet?
Let me get to the point where the company can be in shambles. I mean, I have to build the company first. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah, I wish I had rich ancestors.
Fell in the money.
Must be nice to be European.
Well, no, he kind of built his way up there, but
Why do I feel like every group has a really rich friend and we don't have that?
Yeah, why are we all fucking poor?
Yeah, we are.
The town we grew up in is as middle class as it gets.
Literally. There's like maybe seven or eight rich
Yeah,
families
we
on
all
site.
made the same exact income. The rich part of our hometown isn't even that nice. It's just by the water.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Succession so far. I have to start watching My Hero, right? That was the deal we made?
Yes, it was.
I think I'm going to like My Hero. I'm excited for it. I am. I do need something new to watch. So, can't wait to get into that. That's on... Is everything on Hulu, or do I have to get like Crunchyroll or one of these things?
Yeah, you're going to have to sign up for Crunchyroll.
Give me your password.
Funimation.
It's actually Cam's.
Give me Cam's password.
Ted, you're watching My Hero too, right?
Is that on Funimation?
Think so.
He didn't even start Attack on Titan yet. You think he's going to jump right into My Hero? And he has to watch Succession?
I do some things like that.
You're going to see Conjuring tonight.
What's wrong with that? It's my first movie back, actually. Conjuring.
That's even worse. Go Quiet Place 2. Very good.
I didn't see the first one.
You'll
You
get it.
need the first one to.
No, you've seen the second one, right?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, they open up with a flashback, and you get everything you need in that little flashback.
Everything?
You get the gist. Don't talk. Big monsters. If you say anything, they're going to get you.
I never understood that. And if you're anywhere, like, let's say, how many monsters are there?
At least 6.
At least?
I know. Probably
You're
a
telling
lot.
me
The whole world is shut
everywhere
down.
on the world, everywhere in the world, if you fucking step on a stick, you're gonna die.
Don't think too much into it.
I can't not do it.
Oh, but The Conjuring. That's going to...
I believe in that stuff. So,
Not worth it. Watch it on HBO Max.
The Conjuring?
Yeah, it's not that good.
Well, I didn't buy the tickets yet, so
Yeah, don't seriously. Have you seen A Queit Place Part 2? Just take Elena to that. She'll be all right.
I've seen the first one. I didn't see the second one.
Right,
so.
but she'll be all right.
What if that shit was real, though? But, like, you couldn't control it. Like, the devil made you do it.
You just put my mind in a pretzel just now. I don't know if you were referencing Quiet Place 2, and then you went to Devil Made Me Do It, because I was gonna say,
Yeah, I was thrown off by that as well.
if there was,
They're saying the cicada season would be really bad for A Quiet Place universe.
didn't that almost, yeah, did that almost happen to us though, or it did happen to us? A really bad cicada season?
Aren't we in the midst of one? They're all over, right? They attacked the president the other day.
The cicadas did?
Yeah, in broad
Joe Biden?
daylight. Yeah, you didn't see that?
No. What do you do about it?
He slapped it away, and he was like, "It got me."
No, he didn't.
Yes, you didn't. That was
No.
yeah. It was like a week and a half ago. He was coming off the airplane.
Oh,
he was on the
when he
tarmac.
tripped?
Yeah, he was coming back from his European trip, or no, heading to Europe, something like that. No, he didn't trip. He got hit with a cicada,
Oof.
and then he went to reporters. He's like, "Watch out for the cicadas, folks." You
The
know how
cicadas
it
are the
is.
ones that like they crack their shells on the trees and like they have like their exoskeleton on the tree. That's a cicada. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna go with yeah.
Look it up.
I know what you're talking about with the exoskeletons on the
It's not
trees.
that important. Let's just get...
Let's just go to the first story here. We're talking about In the Heights.
It's going to pop up 5 minutes later. Actually...
Junebug.
In the Heights box office results. That's a good movie that you could go and take the girlfriend. Oh, the wife. To
Uh-huh.
see.
Yeah,
Well, fiance. You missed that.
yeah, you're all over the place on this.
First movie as a couple.
Wow.
I think that you guys would both really like that, honestly.
In
Go
the
see
Heights?
In the Heights, yeah. It's a theater experience. Go see it in IMAX. I think both of... Does Elena like musicals?
Can't say.
Can she be charmed by a musical? Do you think she's got that in her?
She's a girl. I would think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think she'd love it. A lot of good love
Would
stories.
I like it though? I'm not gonna go.
Yes,
I'm not
no.
gonna-
I think this would be the one musical that you would come away because it's got a lot of hip hop flavor to it.
How many times do they like bust out and song and dance when they're just talking?
All
Teddy,
the time.
let me tell you something about a musical. But
No, I know, I know what a musical is. I'm saying like,
No, it's
is it
seamless
bearable?
too.
or
They can be
is
like
it-
mid convo and all of a sudden
They're
like
singing?
pass me the
My grandma loved it.
chicken. Oh yeah.
She's a big Lin-Manuel guy. Girl.
You
Grandma.
sure she just wasn't watching the Puerto Rican Day Parade?
You insulting my grandma?
She's like, In the Heights is fantastic.
No, she likes it. She's a big
I don't
Lin-Manuel
know.
person.
I mean, how old is your grandma? Is she all there?
Come on, man.
What? I'm always very impressed by old people who are all together.
Bro, so am I. If you're over 90, I got mad respect for you.
Yeah, paint me a picture here. How old is she? How quick is she?
She's quick.
Is
Yeah,
she in a,
mentally.
Is she in a wheelchair?
No.
I'm talking all the mental faculty.
Oh.
Mental faculties. Is she witty?
Yeah. She's a riot.
If she liked In the Heights, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
My grandpa mentally was out by 80. My grandma's still there though.
Look at Hubie Brown, dude. Dude's color commentating professional basketball
For
games
real.
at 88.
Dude, well, you saw it too, right? In the Heights, obviously. Did we talk about it? Did we talk about it all last pod?
In the Heights? No, I don't
We
think
didn't.
so.
I think we were talking about going to see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I talked about how it was good to go see it, and then you had to one-up me by also going to see it.
You didn't invite me to see it with you.
It was a family thing.
Are we getting back to this little like thing now where we can go see movies together again?
Yeah, me and Aaron will go see it. We'll ask you. You won't show up, and we'll talk about it on the pod.
That was the old Teddy.
Yeah, 2019, Teddy.
No,
The pandemic changed you.
Pre-pandemic, Ted.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because I think a lot of people, they either got more artistic or less artistic. Not saying either is good or bad during the pandemic. I feel like you, not in terms of being artistic.
I took a little jump up in my
Yeah,
my
you
knowledge.
did. You became more. You became more of a frequent watcher of shows and movies during
Yeah.
the pandemic. You really did.
I still have my spots where I don't. I say I'm gonna watch something, and I just don't do it.
You're not Teddy without your spots.
Yeah,
That's what makes you Teddy.
You got spots?
I'm like a zebra.
What are we
got
talking about?
stripes.
In the Heights, though.
Yeah,
Bad
I
box office weekend here.
What do you expect though? It's a musical.
It's
It's not Mamma Mia.
It was promoted like crazy.
Oh,
And speaking of which, I think it was funny how both of our
there we go again.
our main takeaway was like Lin-Manuel shoehorning himself into the movie and making his character way more important
Yeah,
than
he
it
did
had
not
any business
Deserve
to
to be on that beach. I don't care what anyone says.
be. But
So he wrote that. He wrote this too, and
this was
And he's in it?
pre-Hamilton. It's like before Hamilton.
Yeah, this was on Broadway. It was a big hit on Broadway.
Oh,
This
so
is
this
kind of
was
how he
Hamilton
made
back
his
in the
name.
day?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he starred as the main character. So it's about kind of a community, a Latin community. You know, not everyone's related, but they're all family, and they all have their dreams across generations. It's very endearing.
Yeah, it's a perfect summer movie.
Perfect summer movie. Perfect. I think a lot of times with plays and musicals, they're adapted to the big screen, and you can tell that, oh, this is supposed to be a play. This is supposed to be a musical.
Dude, when I was
this
watching
adaptation was
Yeah.
perfect for theaters.
I was like, wait, like, because it was a pretty vast. It had a lot of like different settings and stuff like that. I was kind of like wondering through like how did they portray this on stage? But
Yeah. I was wondering if some of those set pieces were added
Yeah.
because it's a movie. They took advantage of all the fantastical elements of movie making when adapting this musical. And some people were making the argument that the movie is better than the actual musical itself. So,
you're
But-
both selling me a lot on it, but I don't know how I'm gonna.
no,
sell
you
to
would like
Atlanta.
it. I guarantee
No, I gotta
that
sell it
you
to
would like
Atlanta.
it. Just tell her it's a really fun musical.
Anthony
and it did-
Ramos takes his shirt off.
And it was made tremendous money at the box office,
I'll tell her that.
even though it tanked.
I'm gonna tell us the biggest movie out right now.
Yeah, that's kind of the big story of this movie. Is it was so critically acclaimed, everyone really seemed to love it, but it only made 11.4 million across 3,456 U.S. theaters.
What was it 20 in total, I believe?
Yes, yeah. I guess it's
I wonder what the number is for theaters.
no, they were hoping that it would reach 20.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
projection or the expectation that it would
it wasn't
make
that far
20
off
mil.
then.
Well, with musicals, you said this when we opened the topic. What do you expect? It's a musical, but we've seen musicals make big money in the past, especially musicals based on original ideas. I know this was obviously something that was on stage, but La La Land came out and made how much money did that
Yeah,
make?
you
Like
see who's in it?
300, 400. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe the star power brought more
Yeah.
people to theaters. I guess that's kind of why they shoehorned Lin-Manuel in there and gave him his own song.
The Mamma Mia's do well.
The Mamma Mia's do well, right. And, of course, people are going to blame the HBO Max angle, but that didn't hurt Conjuring,
No, it didn't.
and it didn't hurt a couple of other movies that have come out on both HBO Max.
West
and
Side Story
theaters.
are great too, and that actually sucks for this movie because it's gonna get compared to all those musicals too, and it's gonna be the worst one. But you guys just saying how good it is.
Well, what I hope is that this movie gains some more traction maybe during award season, because I
Yeah.
think it's definitely going to be a movie that sticks around. You don't
I-
think so?
I mean, you would equate it being able to stick around with better box office numbers. If it was blowing away expectations, then yeah, more people are going to see it, keeping that conversation alive. But we see it time and time again
But-
that movies just fizzle out no matter how strong of a push they have in the beginning. So,
Yeah, but who cares what the numbers make? Because it's all about the critics.
Well, it's gonna kill at the Golden
Globes.
Globes.
Yeah,
because they have their own category, comedy or musical. So
Right.
every musical gets nominated because there's so few that come out every year. I think
and if critics loved it too.
I forget what song was the original song, but I guarantee that's going to get a nomination for the Oscars. But if you're talking best picture, things like that, you also got to see how the landscape comes, how everything plays out. But yeah, I think this movie deserves to be talked about throughout the year, and I think it deserves to do better at the box office. But yeah, it is a weird, because musicals typically, like, they don't do amazing, but they still have a strong following. And with the amount of advertising that Warner Brothers did for this film, I thought it was going to come out hot, and it didn't.
That was my next question. How's the advertising? Because, I mean, granted, I was in Hawaii, and I didn't hear anything about this movie.
I expected the same exact thing. I thought you saw the marketing online. I felt like people were talking about it. I read one article that said In the Heights has hardcore fans, but they didn't do a good job of expanding beyond that. And I don't even know how you do that. That's why the science of marketing is just beyond my understanding.
I feel like all marketing is like so much subliminal messages. I mean, I guess for marketing for like a movie or a TV show is different.
Listen real closely to an NBA game, you just hear them singing "Powerless."
It's not McDonald's where like, you're driving past the billboard. And
I mean, do you think it might hurt? Like, is over marketing, like, because we've been talking about this or it's been like it was advertised last year going into the summer, then they had to reset it again and ramp it up again for this release because of the pandemic. So I hope it's a case where...
But the expectations, the 20 million expectation, that's not bad. That's kind of what you would expect, right? Because you don't have the namesakes or the star power of Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, but it's from Lin-Manuel. You would think that would be good enough to get people up to 20.
Dude, what is a good number for a movie? Because I'm
so used to like the budget.
I'm so used to like the big box office numbers, like seeing billions and...
It's all relative.
Millions, you know?
If you made a movie for $5 million and opening weekend it makes 30,
yeah,
you just had your good, yeah. But if you made your movie for 100 and it opens to 30, you'd be like, second weekend though, second weekend,
second win,
we're gonna get that
second win, we're coming.
It's like Avatar.
I hope it's, it could be a mixture of the HBO Max and people not fully going into theaters. Maybe it's maybe more of a sustained run. I think we've seen that in the past where maybe you don't open up too strong, but you're kind of consistent over the next few weeks and can kind of get more attention that way. But
maybe flopping and people seeing that critics loved it and they can't believe that it flopped will make more people want to see it. Where it's like, I'm more intrigued now because how good you guys say this movie is and that it didn't do this good.
I wish the world worked that way. I really do. It may work for you.
Yeah.
But opening weekend, you never make more your second weekend ever. That's why Avatar is always just going to be the anomaly.
Didn't Back to the Future? Didn't like another movie like that some movie flopped opening weekend and it's like a groundbreaking movie. I forget what it was. I think it
Rush
was
Hour 3 debuted below expectations when they brought back Chris Tucker for 20 mil. Rush Hour 3.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it made back its budget. Are you thinking of Rush Hour 3?
No, I'm thinking I think it's Back to the Future.
Okay.
I think Back to the Future flopped.
Future 2?
I think Back to the Future flopped the first one and
the sequel did better.
Yeah. No, wait, no, I'm saying the movie itself. It flopped but it's like one of the biggest movies of all time.
Well, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
That happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, box office doesn't equate to quality necessarily. Look at, Jurassic World 2 or
I just watched Jurassic Park.
I was going to say the Fast movies, but I can't. It always hates me.
Yeah, be a little respectful.
I did. I checked myself.
He's such a big rock guy. Meanwhile,
he's not. They don't let him into movies anymore.
He's front and center in the best ones. He's got beef with Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
So they gave him his own franchise.
That's why he's out?
Yeah.
He's out, isn't he?
Yeah. Can't beef with the Big Daddy.
No, I guess not.
He's not going to be in the main ones anymore. Definitely not. But when he came in, I mean, I don't want to say he saved the franchise.
No, you can't say. I think he did.
It's also a combination of James Wan directing and Justin Lin bringing in some competent directors there. But it changed the franchise fundamentally. People make this case all the time. You started with stealing DVD players. Now it's this.
We talk about Fast or The Rock, I feel like, almost every podcast.
It's a movie podcast.
Yeah, you can't not.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all.
The two biggest items on the...
The Rock owes us an interview.
Yeah. We got to... We'll work our way up.
I'm going to start messaging him.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Like what?
You never know. One might get through.
Just message him all his sponsors. Be like, hey, Rock, drinking a Zoa energy drink and your tequila.
Hey, I bought his shoes. I bought his workout
Look
shoes.
at my cheat meal, Rock. Or DJ.
I once bought the ice cream that he invested in from Oregon. I was like, this is why they do this. This is why they have celebrity ambassadors. So that my dumbass can buy ice cream
Hey,
from
if Rock
Oregon
does it, I
What
can
is
do
it?
for 45 shipping.
What is it with celebrities and making alcohol?
It's big money.
Yeah, it's a
man.
big thing. Tequila is big.
Look how much McGregor made on his whiskey.
You have him. You have Ryan Reynolds with his gin.
Jay-Z, Ace of
Gin's
Spades.
terrible.
That whiskey sucked. Though,
I would buy it because of Ryan Reynolds.
I heard Connor's whiskey is really bad.
Yeah, they're all bad. It's the name.
George
I guess
Clooney
right, yeah.
has tequila.
What's Diddy's? Ciroc?
Ciroc.
Ciroc's
that's
become
probably
synonymous.
That's probably only the best one out of all of them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I love Ciroc, dude.
How do you have all this knowledge of liquor?
I don't, I guess.
Well,
I
Ciroc's the best
I
one
had-
out of all the celebrity drinks. How the fuck would you know that?
It's the only one I've had. So, hey, on my scale, what's the best one?
Who else has made big money on? No, the big money is makeup. That's where the women influencers.
yeah. Well, even the men
Really
too,
made
like
out.
James Charles and stuff like
Right,
that. He
right.
makes a crazy amount.
But Kylie Jenner, would she make like $1 billion from makeup?
Elena was telling me, so she does hair and makeup, and she was saying the Kim Kardashian product is actually really good for makeup.
Oh wow!
Like she's like, it's not just like a.
You sure
knockoff
she's
thing.
not just being suckered, like me with the
Nah,
Rock's
maybe.
ice cream from Oregon?
Oh, trust me, this is really good. It's creamy.
Well, look at this. We have A Quiet Place Part 3, a return to the #1 spot. So, In the Heights couldn't even beat a movie on its third weekend, which is unfortunate. I'm not trying to take shots at In the Heights.
Well, no, we like it.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is a sequel though, and it's John Krasinski, Emily Blunt.
It just beat it, 11.6 million on 3,800 screens. To date, the sequel has amassed 108.9 million in the U.S., and its total global box office is 183. So
That's pretty solid.
this has kind of been the Michael Jordan I'm back press conference, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah,
It's time to get the
COVID's
ball
done.
rolling here.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it when we last week when we first talked about its opening week. Like that's just cool to talk about. I think just after the past year and a half, everything was just talking about either how shitty the box office is or just no box office at all. Like usually when we talk about these topics, it gives you a kind of even in normal times, it gives you kind of an idea of like what the consensus
world is
among
doing.
yeah, or just a bunch like just the movie going audience, like what's in right now, what people are talking about, what people are going to see. But now it's just like when you see movies just making money and kind of having sustained success in the box office, it brings a smile to my face.
Especially after
I look back, like I'm sitting there, I'm just looking off and nodding to nobody,
maybe a year ago when we were
nodding
talking
to
about
Hollywood. Like,
the death
you
of
did it, John Krasinski. You're back.
dude. Not even a year ago, we were talking about the death of theaters, and
Well, I mean,
we're back on the come up.
yeah, I mean, don't tell In the Heights that.
Well, that's a tough weekend for them.
Well, Teddy's back in the theater. You might save the theater.
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe
I like how you
this
put a
pod
little
might?
theater there too.
You heard that?
Yeah, you're saying
Sometimes
death
I
of
spell
theaters.
it. Sometimes I spell it like that just to be
With
a
the
dick.
was Ari.
Yeah.
I like the way that the British spell favorite. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take that with
Color,
the U.
favorite.
Color's a good one, yeah.
I remember my autocorrect because remember when I was in my big favorite, the movie phase?
Yes.
Still am. I'm never going to leave that phase, but it got to the
Ooh, I
point
don't
where
like that.
if I tried to spell favorite in a tweet, it would come out the English way.
Right. They say it's the correct way. There's no telling. Language is just subjective, right?
Yeah, but I feel like we get to, like, it's our language now. We took it from even though it's, like, named after
We
them.
did, yeah.
You can't lose 2 wars to us. And
Keep English. No.
that's us. Thank you. You kind of...
We took their language
We'll
named
take it
after
from
them.
here. Yeah, we'll
The
take
English.
it from here.
That's what I love in The Boys season 2 when Homelander's like, you can go to the middle of the desert and ask someone who this is, and they'll say Homelander in perfect American.
Remember that phase in this country? Speak American, freedom fries. Anything foreign, nope.
Yeah, weird. Like, do you know what? I don't know. People are fucking funny in America, huh? Sounds like we got a
Arrogant.
lawnmower going, so sorry if you hear that, guys listening.
What else is new? People across the street from you.
Big
They-
lawn care town.
I think they see when like we're pulling up. And like, all right, start it up.
I think we just gotta fight through it.
Yeah, no, we'll fight through this one.
You think?
I'm just gonna have to break out the old editing hands. Just my normal hands.
Why don't you just cut out the
your
background
knuckles
noise?
did
You
not
can do
crack
that?
at all.
No, they didn't, because I get too scared to make them crack that way.
They say it's not good to crack your knuckles.
You think you're like
Gives you
SpongeBob?
arthritis.
You gonna come up and have your fingers all?
Yeah, the bone is gonna.
Did you guys
fucking
see
pop
that
out.
SpongeBob tweet the other day from the main account?
Yeah, when he was twerking.
Yeah, he was just throwing it back, and it was just a 2-minute video of SpongeBob.
Why were people surprised? He was always twerking on the show.
He was.
He was always doing
His butt was
things.
always like going.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that was.
He always had the wiggle butt.
It was the fun. I had a great
He's
time
ripping
watching
his
that.
pants.
It got funnier as it came on. It was just a looped video of SpongeBob breaking it down, and the more it went, the more I was laughing.
This man ripped his pants breaking it down.
So there was apparently this Harley Quinn show on HBO Max is very good, and there was a proposed storyline that would see Batman eating out Catwoman, but DC shot it down and said you can't do this story. So the timeline, a lot of people, 2 people that I follow on Twitter, both had the same response: let Batman eat, let Batman eat, let Bruce eat. So a lot of weird things happening in the world of cartoons.
The Harley Quinn
SpongeBob
show.
embracing sexual activities. The Harley Quinn show, not so much, being a little prude.
Prude. What?
I think
Kissing
What,
is
you-
one thing. What- Is this a kid show?
What are you, DJ Khaled?
Is this a kid show?
You don't do that?
Oh,
No, it's not a kid show.
Oh. You don't see things, right, though?
I say the divorce is coming soon.
That's why you had a rough time on the honeymoon. No, it's an R-rated show.
Oh.
It's an
okay,
R-rated
okay.
adult.
All right.
Apparently, it's
I need a little
very.
context, yeah.
She breaks the fourth wall all the time.
Okay.
I've heard.
I saw some. Actually, did see some. Like, kind of ads for it, and she's like cursing up a storm. In the ad, so I guess yeah.
You're like, they'll let kids watch anything these days.
I was like, wow, they're really going like that, eating out and what'd you say earlier? Giving head, and they cut it out.
Yeah, he was going down on Catwoman, and they're like, nope, can't do that. I for one, I want to let Bruce do his thing.
I guess so.
You got to treat your queen right. I think you're just hung up on seeing Batman. Dude,
Do they show other stuff and then they cut this out?
no, it's full penetration.
No.
Well, we haven't seen the show. We don't know
I have
about
no
that.
idea.
We don't know. We're just
There's no
making
way
up
it's full
rumors at this
penetration.
point. All right, let's move on to our next story here. We're talking E3. I know you guys were following this very closely. Now let's play a fun little game here. Can you guys pull from your magic hats, one story about E3? One game, one news story for any of the games that were presented at E3.
Halo.
God of War.
Aaron wins. Winner. Ding, ding, ding. Halo Infinite, right? That's what it's called. I think it's coming out in November. That was part of the Microsoft presentation yesterday.
And there was the George R.R. Martin helped create the Lord of the Rings game that's coming out, right?
Yes, the Elden Ring game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could start by talking about that. I think we've talked about this months ago on the podcast when it was announced. But yeah, it looks like it's very much happening. They dropped that trailer at the beginning of E3 and like 50,000 retweets, 300,000 likes. Dark Souls, apparently it's one of the hardest games to play just based on the combat and the way that you have to get through the game, but it's not very story-driven. So bringing together the company that produced a game that's extremely hard and then the mind of George R.R. Martin, you imagine that this could be something that's very special.
See, all right, take Winds of Winter out of the equation here for a second. I know that's hard.
A better Assassin's Creed.
What this sounds like?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of that's pretty fucking cool, though, for George to kind of grow up idolizing Tolkien, being your own creative genius in your own right, but then getting to help write and develop a game based on Tolkien's world. I think that's cool.
Oh, this takes place in the Lord of the Rings world?
Doesn't it?
No, I think it's completely new. The Elden Ring is just a new concept. It's the guy, he's fighting, he's trying to find the Elden Ring.
Oh, so that's nothing to do with Lord of the Rings?
Oh, man. Did you hear about this Ubisoft game, though? This Avatar game? I know you got to be excited for that. You two are chomping at the bit for Avatar 2. It's called Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Apparently, it's coming out in 2022. It's from Massive Entertainment, the studio that previously worked on Tom Clancy's The Division 2. It's described as a first-person action-adventure game made exclusively for next-generation consoles and PCs. Players will play as the Na'vi and explore a never-before-seen part of Pandora. How does that sound? Is that getting you interested?
You know me.
You want to take a trip to Pandora?
No.
Okay.
Man, video game. What happened to me? I used to be a video game guy. Now look at me.
I love a good story. Sounds like a good story. I like playing a really long story.
The thing with
Keeps you invested.
The thing with video games for me as I get older is it's just hard to keep coming back to. It's like you play for a little, then like I don't know. I think the only really games that I've got like enthralled with recently is probably the Last of Us games.
Same here. I mean,
It was a long
we
time,
wanted to
though.
make the effort to review it. Yeah, that was the heart of the pandemic, right? What was that, like June?
Yeah.
Dude, that was a fun time, man, when that game
Took me
came
3
out.
days to finish that game.
That was
I played a lot.
fun 30 hours.
It was.
I got so high. I had such a great adventure.
I'll watch like
No,
a cut.
if you don't have time, man, I mean, that's the thing. Video games
A
are
game
so
like-
goddamn long.
Dude, a game like Red Dead, what was that? Like a 72-hour story?
Yeah.
Play?
Like 60.
I was so excited for that. I loved
And
the
you're a Red
first
Dead
game.
guy.
Started playing the second. I just couldn't finish it. And then once you stop playing for like a couple weeks and you kind of you forget what you are and everything. You just want to go back and start playing.
You just got me, you know, I started Breath of the Wild, or what was the new Zelda game? Breath of the what?
Yeah,
The
Breath of the Wild. Breath of the
right?
Wild, yeah.
I started it.
Oh, really?
I played for like 4 hours straight, turned it off, came back, played another 4 hours, and then I didn't come back to it. And now it's like if I want to go back to that game, I just got to start over again. So
No,
that's
that-
8 hours I got to fucking play again.
There's a lot of fucking shit in that game.
There's so much to do.
If you take like a week break, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're not going to remember how to do anything.
Because you're doing quests as you're doing the main story, and it's like you
Yeah.
got to do those quests to finish the main story.
Right.
And it's like you got to do them in certain orders. But
Definitely do all the quests first.
this
You
Avatar,
power up your guy.
this Avatar game, I bet it's gonna look amazing too, especially nowadays.
Well, with the Elden
Just the
Ring
way
news
games are
and
looking
also
now.
this, you get excited about the potential for world building.
Yeah.
And the description here, it's a never before seen part of Pandora. I wish more franchises would do this, kind of shed a light on the unseen aspects of your world through different mediums, whether if it's a video game or a comic. But I feel with video games, it's an interactive experience, so you can bring the fans even more into your world.
Isn't that why you make the video games though? Like we have the movies, so like we can, if we want to go back on the movie, we can just watch the movie. Like we play the video game to do stuff that, like you just said, we want to know more on these characters, or we want to know what certain characters do.
Right.
You know,
I think fans get so frustrated with Star Wars because of that. It's just ripe for video games. That world
my God,
being a
yeah.
Jedi,
Are
and
you
so many
kidding?
people. Even though Fallen Order was a good game, but a good Star Wars game becomes beloved because you get to be a Jedi, you get the Force. So I think there's definitely potential with this Avatar game.
Did you guys see the Guardians video game trailer?
Yeah,
No.
people were not excited about that. Square Enix, and their rep has been
What's wrong with Marvel and video games?
well, it's that fucking studio, Square Enix, right? I think they did the Avengers game as well.
They just look
the stupid ass
terrible.
looking Avengers game.
I mean, obviously saves like not including Spider-Man because those games are good.
Right, but Spider-Man,
Another game
I don't want to say. I think that's Insomniac, the studio
Yeah.
for Spider-Man. What it matters who is making your game. So
They just look terrible.
yeah, no, they look really stupid. The graphics aren't
Their
great.
video games look like their iPhone video games.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a PlayStation 2 game that you would get.
Early 2000s PC that your parents got for you for $10 in the bargain bin.
You know, it'd be nice, like an Injustice God for Marvel, Injustice Gods, but make one for Marvel.
Who would be the guy who
Marvel
turns?
vs. Capcom.
Yeah,
Who would be evil Superman in Marvel?
I guess it would have to be evil Thor. In a way, Thanos is kind of like evil Superman, right?
But he's already evil.
Right.
Like a good character that turns bad. Thor, yeah.
Captain, no.
No, Cap ain't got that.
But fucking
pull.
Thor just hit him with a hammer.
Cap's in the Revolution.
That's thwarted.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, evil Cap. He's like, I'm evil now.
The problem
Thor
with
just
evil
breaks his neck.
The problem
Oh,
with evil
okay, so it's
Superman
gotta
is
be a
no
guy
one
you
can
can follow
stop him.
behind.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right.
I think Thor has that clout.
Or, hear me out, Thanos gets a good side.
Good Thanos.
Ooh, I like
Good
that.
Thanos.
Good
I want to
Thanos.
double the population.
That's just Superman.
I guess.
That's actually worse, doubling the population. What's wrong with you, good Thanos? This game here from Bethesda Game Studios, it's going to be the first new world that they've created in 25 years. They're known for Fallout and The Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, two of the most critically acclaimed and beloved games of the last 25 years. So they've had a good run here, and their new game is called Starfield. And this game is described as a game where players can create any characters they want and explore space with unparalleled freedom. So
that's pretty cool.
Do you remember the game No Man's Sky that came out a few years back? It was basically supposed to be this game where you can go on space exploration journeys with your friends, and then the game came out and it became impossible to play it with your friends.
Right.
The multiplayer was completely broken. So apparently it's fixed now. I haven't gone back. This sounds interesting, though. This sounds like it could be maybe what No Man's Sky was supposed to be.
GTA in space?
Right.
That's pretty sick.
And with Fallout and Skyrim, obviously the stories there are really fun.
It doesn't say what the storyline would be, though, right? It's just...
No, it's more of just kind of the vibes of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing missions. That's pretty
But
cool.
it looks pretty incredible.
I'd buy this game.
Yeah, those are some of the major stories from E3. I think I've sold you there on that one.
Actually, no. I would rather you buy it than.
Oh, it's an Xbox game. I forgot to mention. Yeah, no,
so you gotta,
Bethesda was bought. We talked about this.
You're gonna be an Xbox guy from now on?
I might be an Xbox guy. I might get one. These are they announced 30 games yesterday. So
jeez.
Madden?
Yeah, and they finally got their exclusives. Madden. Well, we're actually going to be dropping a podcast on E3 next Monday for our inaugural episode of our new podcast, Level Up Gaming.
That's me and Ted, right?
Round of applause. I'm going to do the clap sound effects.
Oh, okay.
You didn't have to. Yeah, no, it's Aaron and Ted. It's being hosted by Aaron and Ted. So you're gonna have
I'm a big advocate for E3.
Run down.
Yeah.
I love E3. I fucking love it.
I just assumed, like, Elden Ring. I'm like, oh, that must be one of the
Elden Ring. That's not Lord of the Rings.
That has to be Lord of the Rings, right?
There's gotta be a story somewhere.
I really,
Elton. I thought you said Elven Ring.
You really thought you wrapped that up, but
I
no.
thought it was the story of the 3 Elven rings that they were given.
Yeah, that podcast is going to be hosted by Manny, the Nerd Soup Turtle. So if you're familiar with Nerd Soup, you're probably familiar with Manny. And Andres, who has also appeared on several reviews, Attack on Titan, Star Wars videos, and our newest addition to the Nerd Soup team, Cam.
Those boys love their video games.
That's the thing. You know, we'll be on Discord, and they'll be talking about all the news that comes out for video games. And one day I just thought to myself, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are bickering back and forth. You know the studios. You know the names. You know the people. Because when I announced this, somebody tweeted at us and said, I think it would be better if you guys got hosts who know video games.
Yeah.
Thinking that we were going to be the ones doing it. I said, no, I got 3. I got 3 in the chamber, so... That's going to be it's going to be live too, a live action pod. Not live, but it will be live.
Your bench goes deep. You got a big bench.
We do have Nerd Soup has a bench. I'd say we're like the big 15.
I think I'll be a great addition on that podcast.
Hey, whenever this gaming news,
I think he literally just said that he doesn't like video games anymore.
He just went on a whole monologue about how you've lost your love for video games. No, but that's definitely a podcast I could see Teddy on.
Maybe I'll find it
because I think Teddy is. When there's news for us that we want to chime in on, you know.
Yeah, I'm a chime inner, you know.
Yeah, and I'll be behind the scenes for that pod working. I'm going to be in their ear, you know.
I'm thinking we get a nice little hub for you, and then you're like you're in your little box.
I'm on the little producer hub.
Yeah.
Oh, like that. Okay.
I need an assistant too. You guys can check out the Level Up Gaming podcast dropping next Monday. Hopefully.
Level Up
Gaming. Cam named
all
it.
night. Really?
Yeah, we were like, what should we call this? And Cam was like, Level Up. It's like, damn, boy. You trying to take my job? Yeah. Final story here. We have a Knives Out 2 casting. Jesus Christ, these just keep coming. Jessica Henwick, who made her bones on Game of Thrones, is one of the Sand Snakes. That's a good thing that we got out of the Sand Snakes, is her career. Because she also appeared in Iron Fist, and she was very good in that, with many people wanting her to actually just be Iron Fist. And wasn't she also in... Oh, she's going to be in The Matrix 4. Mm-hmm. Hell of an agent.
Yeah.
Fassbender. Get this guy on the phone. Jess.
I love how Fassbender is just the automatic go-to.
Whenever someone gets a good role. You tell me Fassbender couldn't have gotten into Knives Out 2 or The Matrix? They're just handing them out.
Yeah.
You never hear this guy's name.
If I heard Fassbender, Knives Out 2, I feel like that's just a perfect match for some reason.
Right.
or Matrix.
You know, I think he would have been great as the detective if it wasn't Daniel Craig. I think that would have been fun to see Fassbender kind of take on the role of Southern detective.
I like Daniel Craig though.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, it's his franchise.
Yeah,
They're
it
just-
is Matt LeBlanc, right? No, that's Joey from Friends. What's his name? LeBlanc? Something LeBlanc. That would be hilarious.
Joey from Friends.
Joey
is a
from Friends
detective?
and Knives Out too. Jessica Henwick. So congratulations, right? That's really all you can say. Another worthy addition.
When's this coming out?
I'm thinking it's got to be 2022 or 2023. It's not shooting yet. Obviously, they've been announcing all these castings, and it is coming out on Netflix. It's going to be a Netflix exclusive. He signed that huge deal.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's I don't know how I feel about that.
I had fun with the first one. I agree with the Netflix release. You'll get more eyes on Netflix than the theaters. It didn't have that big of a pull, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did. I think it's a movie that kind of like stayed within like the current culture and just fan bases of movies in general. I think that like even like with this casting news, every week it's just staying relevant, and I think that's obviously a lot of people are still going to watch it on Netflix, but I think this is a movie that I would like them to tinker with. You know, usually they've kept this only for their quote-unquote Oscar films where they did the simultaneous release, but I think this is a movie where they can do both as well, because I think it is a big enough movie and it has a big enough cast, and I think it can make a pretty decent amount of money from people who just want to see it in the theater.
I think they're trying to minimize damage, maybe, because they don't think people will see it in the theater. That has to be the only reason why they'll put it on Netflix. Is because they think it's not worthy enough for theater.
Well, no, I mean, they signed the deal. Obviously, Netflix controls it now, and it's great for their brand to get a movie like this, but I don't know. I think this just should be a theater movie. I want to see it in theaters.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I think that's definitely an unfortunate aspect of this franchise moving forward. If it doesn't get a limited release in theaters, we keep having these discussions too. It's like what movie's worthy of being released in theaters
Nowadays, at least.
Right? Yeah. Now, because I mean, that's the point that we're at, right?
Yeah.
It's what movies really deserve it, but you can make the case that all movies deserve it. That was a great time in theaters, the first one, like you mentioned. You had a lot of fun with it, and but that's the thing. It's like
Actually, no, fuck that. The first one, I went to the wrong theater. And it was a mad dash at a theater, so
oh, that
I
sounds
don't
like
have to
a
worry
you
about
problem.
that.
Yeah.
No, I think Netflix got together. It's like, hey,
Change Aaron's ticket last second.
yeah. No, they're like, listen,
Your dumbass is going to be on Hulu. Like, when is this dropping?
this kid almost got a speeding ticket. I think if this happens again, his life or someone else's life can be in danger. So they're like, let's just put it on Netflix.
That was their decision?
Yeah. I'm very crucial in a lot of Netflix's. Like, I'm their target audience. Me personally. Why else do you think Army of the Dead came out on Netflix?
Speaking of that, I watched Army of the Dead. I watched Soul, and I watched the movie when things go in reverse. What the hell was it called?
Tenet.
Rank
them.
On the plane. Rank them?
Mm-hmm.
Soul, Army of the Dead, Tenet.
Wow. You put Army of the Dead above Tenet.
I
You
really
didn't like
liked Army
Tenet?
of the Dead. I did not like it.
It was
But
confusing.
It was really confusing until you fucking got to like the last 5 minutes of the movie,
Mhm.
and that kind of pissed me off.
So
But it was a really good movie.
So everything came together for you at the end?
Yes.
So you think Pattinson's the kid, right? I just blew his mind.
No.
That's a big theory, that Pattinson's the kid, because he goes back, and when Pattinson leaves the final time, he says, you know, for me this is the end, but for you it's just beginning. So he meets
Wow.
we haven't met yet. And the kid,
That's crazy.
apparently the kid can speak what's the language?
English.
No, the language of his father. I forget where his dad's from.
Russia?
No, I think it's he's from the Ukraine, right?
Okay.
And apparently that language is nearly impossible for adults to learn. So that's why there's a moment where Pattinson says he can speak that language.
Dude, Pattinson was really good in that movie too.
He was, right?
Yeah.
But
Soul
Army of the
was-
Dead, what did you like about it?
What did I like about it?
Yeah.
Just
zombies?
just the zombies, the action.
Did you ever see that?
I haven't yet.
You haven't seen Army of the Dead yet?
No.
You'd like it.
I love the way it began. You know, it was a great scene,
It
man.
started pretty slow. It started only 10 minutes.
It was slow.
Yeah.
The glow stick scene was my favorite scene of the movie. That was fucking
Yeah.
tense. But I thought it was so melodramatic at times with Dave Bautista and his daughter. Like, I was a bad dad.
That seemed forced. Even when they explained it, like when they found out what was happening. I mean, really, a simple text or a call.
Right, seriously.
I was fucking up so much where I just thought I'd leave you. Yeah, I mean, I'll leave my daughter.
We had so many problems that need to be hashed out. I just thought silence was the solution. Great ending though.
Mm-hmm.
And Soul, I mean,
dude,
God.
I cried twice. Swear to God, I cried twice in Seoul on the plane to Hawaii.
I watched Soul, and I talked about this too.
Makes you think.
Sound
man.
of Metal.
Gets you in your feels, bro.
Like
oh
within
my
like
God.
within like two. I don't think I've been the same since then.
Is that what did it to you?
Probably.
yeah, what the hell are you doing?
Soul gave me an existential crisis, and Sound of Metal just made me feel like fucking garbage.
You gotta cool those rods,
Dude,
man.
the messages in Soul, it's not a kid's movie. I mean, at least I don't think it is. That movie's like meant for adults.
No, because like the message is like everyone has their purpose, and I was just like,
What's my purpose?
I don't have a fucking purpose.
Am I gonna find mine out soon?
No, that was the message.
I don't play jazz.
The message
Which
is
is going at like finding out what
Yeah, finding your dreams.
Yeah, truly makes you be happy, and so everyone has their own path.
yeah, but not a purpose.
Path, purpose.
Yeah,
I think they're interchangeable. Don't
Yeah,
tell
but
me.
you're like, I don't have a purpose, but it's a collection of things.
Yeah, of course, but that's what I got out of it.
Like when you come here and ruffle our feathers, that's part of your purpose.
Yeah, you like the feather
When you go
ruffles.
home and you
He feels good about himself. Like
Watched-
what he did. He feels good about it.
What do I feel good about? Ruffling feathers?
Yeah.
Got up to the point of Breaking
I gotta
Bad
listen
when
to
Jane's around, so that's pretty cool.
when Jane is around,
Yeah,
You're watching
she's-
Breaking? No, not for the first time, right?
No, I'm
damn,
rewatching
you're going
it.
real slow, man. Hurry up.
I want to make it last.
Turn off Breaking Bad, put on My Hero.
I didn't watch season 5 for like 7 months. 'Cause
I
didn't
remember
want it
that.
to
That was
end.
infuriating. He
I didn't want it to
refused to
end.
watch the last season because he didn't want it to end. And then he insisted, I mean, I guess you were right, that they would continue the story. Well, you insist Walt was still alive.
Well, I was just watching the ATM scene. Is
Was
an
it confirmed
ATM
yet?
that heavy?
I gotta imagine it's pretty heavy. It looks like a big piece of machinery.
I don't know if it's head
You
crushing.
ever try to move a dresser? Oh,
I don't know if it can crush your head.
That was a big ATM machine, though.
that's a great episode, man.
I feel so bad for that kid.
Yeah, he needs a peanut butter and jelly. All right, this first question here from Ben
Some
Urbanus.
That's for the fan to decide.
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
Coming in swinging. I'm going to continue to bring up the fact that the Knicks weren't as good as you delusional fans thought they were. I cannot wait for y'all to mess it up by trading for John Wall or signing Dennis Schroeder. Please, God, do not sign Dennis Schroeder. If we can get John Wall for a bag of chips, fine. But Dennis Schroeder, I do
I
not.
think there is
I
something
can
to be
agree
said
with what he said. yeah.
about Tibbs. Tibbs. I still don't know.
Tibbs.
Thibs. Anyway, that was the discussion after we lost was like when you bring it every time in a regular season, and teams typically don't. You're gonna be better than you're gonna like outperform what you're supposed to. And when it comes to the postseason, and other teams are now playing with that same intensity, you're not gonna look as good as you did. I don't know if that's.
Oh, so they're saying that teams weren't really playing like to their full potential in the regular
Yes,
season?
and Thibs like that's the way he coaches, where it's balls to the wall every game. So you're gonna upset some teams. You're gonna just outplay teams, and you're gonna have a better effort. But when playoffs come, when its teams bring the same effort and intensity, that's when a lot of your kind of shortcomings are more apparent.
The NBA is a real representation of 2 seasons. With
Oh, yeah. No, the regular
season
season
and
is
playoffs.
completely meaningless.
Yeah, if you make the play, if
Real
you're-
basketball is the playoffs.
right?
Also,
Last night's game,
Ben's
man.
a Mavericks fan, so why don't
okay.
you worry
Yeah.
about your disgruntled superstar over there? Be a shame if somebody traded all our young assets for him.
Did you watch that game last night?
Porzingis back on the Knicks.
Yeah,
The Nets Bucks game.
right. Yeah, we'll take Porzingis. Yeah, no, I did.
The next Bucks
sucks that Kyrie got
Yeah.
hurt. That really sucks. Injuries have
then-
ruined this season.
Before then, though, that was great basketball.
No, it was
A
a fucking
really good game.
It was just a great game.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker is like becoming my favorite player. Dude,
Me
he's
too.
such a dog.
He's old as fuck too.
He's all up in KD's shit, dude.
LeBron going back to 6. You guys see that?
Yeah, I did.
That was my softball number 6 because of LeBron when he was on Miami.
To his first point, though.
That boy loves staying in the headlines, though. He knows how to work that media.
To his first point,
He's
piss
very.
off. We're not delusional.
Some of us are, but most of us, I think, realized the best shot we had was against the Hawks, and that didn't even happen. So, but most of us, I mean, if we would have
We
got,
can admit it. We got spanked.
no, nobody expected us.
Yeah.
Knicks fans didn't expect this team to even make the playoffs.
That's the best part is that we were happy with a play-in game, and then we were pissed off that we weren't with the 4 seed.
Right. Well, that's the thing. People don't realize that New York City really is a basketball city, and they've been bad for so long. So that's why the fandom was so excited.
It really
this
came
run.
out during this year, too, because of how good the Nets were, and they were the second story to the Knicks.
Right. This question here from Dahlia, Dark Kitty Art. Question for the married man. What was the most exciting or equally terrifying part of your visit to Hawaii? Good to have you back, Ted. And for the rest of us, where would you guys hold your honeymoons?
The skydiving, it was one of the craziest thrills of my life, but
You went skydiving?
What
Yeah.
the fuck? That's awesome.
the helicopter tour was the best part of the trip.
They say it's like drugs.
Skydiving? Yeah. I fell
So
asleep.
it's like doing meth.
I fell asleep for like 4 hours after.
Oh, they meant like mid-fall.
No.
You
No,
passed
like
out.
you, like the adrenaline rush you get when you jump out of the plane, dude, is compared to nothing. It's on its own level. But
That's exciting. I'd love to do that one day.
it's fun. You should do it. I highly recommend it. But what I did do though, when we got to the top and we're getting ready to jump, I just thought of if the chute doesn't open.
Yeah, no,
And
that's.
then-
I
and
mean,
then I
that's what I'd
ran-
be thinking about the
My
whole
mind
time.
ran with that, and
They have a
then
backup,
when we
right?
just jumped, yeah, there's a backup.
What if that doesn't open?
In Elena's video, the guy like pans to the chute, and you can see that it's like not opening. It's like all tangled up, and then it just opens. But like watching it, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's got to be a thrill. My honeymoon. Oof. Let's see. I wouldn't know. I guess like.
You can pretty much go wherever you want for your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Because you end up splurging on it, so wherever you want to go, you can go.
I guess it's like hypothetically, whoever I do get married to, it would have to be like it would be something that we both like
Yeah.
and enjoy. You know, if it's someone who enjoys the like winter season more, and you can go to like fucking Aspen or something like that,
That's true.
or like the Swiss Alps.
Alaska.
I don't know. Yeah,
Alaska would be
if
sick.
it's more of a beach vibe with them, then we'll go to like one of the beaches.
Well, the first honeymoon before Corona was Italy. 16 days in Italy.
Yeah, but that's like a home. That's like
That's awesome.
It would have been.
that's like a you connecting with your ancestry type deal.
Yeah, I'm not going to my ancestors' house. We're gonna be traveling.
Yeah, but that's like you're going back to the homeland in a sense.
This guy, the skydiver, that was my instructor, been all over the world, and he said Italy's food isn't good. Like their pizza is like really bad.
Because we invented pizza.
That's he literally told me that. He's like, the pizza there is nothing compared to New York pizza.
Obviously.
Okay, first of all, if you go into Italy to eat their pizza, I think you're doing it wrong. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's- we had a family friend who goes to Italy, and she goes, the food's great, but I can just order Italian. We're like, bro, that is the most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
And he said that they don't say mozzarella. they don't say it like that.
It's like when Paulie goes with Tone. When they
Yeah.
and he's all upset because it's not a traditional American Italian dishes. It's like actual good food.
I would like to go some like place like a lot of history. I think would be cool.
Syria?
Syria?
Well, there used to be.
Like I don't know.
Mesopotamia.
I'm not a travel guy. I've never traveled.
You gotta live your life, man.
There's not
I
a.
can't take myself
Yeah.
serious saying that.
You had a hell of a caption though.
I did, right?
Yeah, when you wrapped it up, the wrap it up honeymoon picture dump. The sand will
The sand will brush away the salt. The sand may brush away, the salt may wash away, but the memories last forever.
I don't think that was it exactly, but it was very good. Go follow Teddy on Instagram. You'll see that great caption. I would love to go to like Greece.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That was
Like a historic place.
I want to go to that one town that starts with the S, where it's all white and blue.
Santorini.
Sparta.
Yeah, it looks nice there.
We went.
No, I don't want to go to Sparta.
We were between Greece and Italy for the first one, and we chose Italy.
What? Does Sparta still exists, or they
Go to
didn't get?
Athens.
They didn't get. Oh, it's just part of Athens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the hole real?
the hole?
The big hole that kicked people down. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's where Ted went skydiving.
Yeah.
Right down the hole.
It's actually earth diving. This question here
That was mean. They killed the messenger.
from Shane at Shane Lisa sends a message, doesn't it? Well, I guess he
Yeah,
can't.
but it's not going back though.
Right.
Message.
Well, the guy never coming back sends the message.
I guess, right.
I'm like, oh, they're probably pampering him. They're buttering him up. This question here from Shane asked Teddy if he listened to the pod while he was gone, and do you really steal your brother's takes?
Oh yeah,
What?
Vin was on the pod while you weren't here.
Was he really?
Yeah,
Nice. I didn't know that.
yeah, and he
He didn't tell me that.
He exposed.
No, he's a dickhead. He just says shit like that.
No, I'm sorry, Vin wasn't here. It was me.
Oh.
Yeah,
What,
but
what? You talked to him?
Well, Vin at the wedding said that you take all of his takes, and that's why you always sound so good.
I don't ever sound good, and I maybe just from talking to him. What? I can't say something that I agree with.
No, you bounce off of Vin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bounce your ideas off of him.
it's normal conversation. He's just Ted's taking notes.
What was that again,
Can I
Vin?
say it again? Voice recording the whole conversation.
This question here from Nelly at Keelan Hall. Who is the worst character on Succession, and why is it Nate? Nate is a douchebag, yeah, without a doubt. I just don't like his vibes. Because
Well, like,
he's an idealist, but he's also banging. I don't like, and that's my favorite character, so
Shiv.
yeah.
Shiv is,
Definitely not the worst.
but she. I'm not. You're only on season 1, but
Oh,
like,
I can only imagine what she's cooking up. Because it seems like she's leaving a lot on the table, you know?
she's definitely one of, like, I think the better characters. That's what's so tough with the show. It's like they're all just scumbags. Nate, in the sense of like, yeah, he's like a scumbag because he keeps like, shivs with Tom and everything, but like in the grand scheme of things, like they're all bigger
Objectively, he may
scumbags.
be the
Yeah, he
best
might-
person.
He might be the most morally sound character in the show.
Right, but he's just a douche.
Yeah. I mean, so like worst character in terms of like characters I hate.
No, in terms of worst, like who's the worst to everybody on the show? It is Logan.
Yeah, he's just the biggest scumbag in the world.
But I think that I find him entertaining and I find him funny. But Tom, to me, is the most realistic corporate exec, where he's so phony with the people that he has to suck up to, and then he turns into a complete dick with the people that he can bully.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's Tom, because I hate how fucking two-faced he is, even though he's very funny.
So entertaining though.
Yeah, no, they're all very. I mean, my favorite character, like I said, is Shiv, and I can imagine what the fuck she's got cooking up. But Nate's a good answer there.
Roman's kind of they're all scumbags, but he's like,
Roman, he's such a dope
yeah,
that he is scumbag without a doubt, but it's more just kind of acceptable because it's like he doesn't know better. You know, like the whole thing with the launch. What a ridiculous show.
oh man,
It is very good.
You know who like kind of you probably hate him too. Why can't I think of his name right now? Jesus Christ, the older brother. What's his name?
Oh yes, that is also a good pick.
Yeah,
Connor.
Connor.
I hate Connor because he's such a fucking loser.
Yes,
He's the biggest loser out of that family. And he's another one. Like, it's the same thing with Roman. He doesn't realize how stupid he is, but you don't feel bad for him because he's like a spoiled stupid idiot.
That's what I said. Like in the beginning, I kind of digged like how he didn't want to get involved in anything. He
Yeah.
was kind of separate, doing his own thing.
But he's the most spoiled out of all of them.
Yeah,
He wants to run for president.
the conheads.
This question here from Tommy Lavin at Lavin552. Top 5 rappers, dead or alive? Ted, I'll start with you. Top 5, dead or alive. Don't forget Jadakiss.
That's tough. I hate these lists. Eminem, Biggie.
Waiting for it.
No water. I can do no water.
Yeah, no water. That's fine.
Eminem, Biggie. Not that I love Tupac, but I get Tupac, Wayne.
Wow, Wayne in your top 5.
I love Lil Wayne. I have every album on my phone. All of his mixtapes. Who's the 5th? I feel like the 5th is a big spot. Like, who makes the top 5?
Did you say Jay-Z yet?
No, he
No.
hasn't.
What are you waiting for?
No, Jay-Z. I didn't think of Jay-Z for a
Jesus,
second.
mother of... So I would go M, Jay-Z, Black Thought, MF Doom,
Yeah, it's like there's so many. Black Thought can be in the top 5.
and
I'm Andre 3000.
I'll throw in Big Pun
Big Pun.
just to represent.
Yeah.
They call me Big Pun, son of Tony, one and only
I mean,
Montana.
Lin-Manuel's making a case.
Let's take a few more questions here. Aaron, you got your top 5, dead or alive?
I don't
Okay.
know. That's just going to be a generic response. I'll put Kendrick in there.
You mean you put Kanye in top 5?
As an artist, yeah.
Kendrick is up there. I think Kendrick warrants top 10 consideration already.
Yeah.
Kendrick needs to drop an album.
He does. He's
I put Kanye, like, when you consider just, like, musically, production with rap and all those things considered, I think there's a case. He's an insufferable douchebag, but makes fucking hits.
Did Kendrick retire, or he's just not dropping? He's got to have music.
I think some artists are like this. It builds up hype.
Yeah, but I feel like you could be hurting yourself though.
No, he's fine, dude. He's
If
cut
you're not
out.
rapping though, with like, I feel like if you're not keeping up with,
You don't think he's big enough at this point?
no, he's 100%.
The world waits on him.
I just think his style maybe to keep up with the style of rap.
That's the thing. He is a sensation because of how good the music is and how accessible it is. It's like he's like the Game of Thrones of rappers, where this is really good and complex and thought provoking, but it's just entertaining.
That was his whole. To Pimp a Butterfly was pretty.
Game of
pretty
Thrones
deep.
of rappers.
He's a Game of Thrones of rappers. A song like Humble, it's just a great song, but it can be a club hit, and it can be a song where you're like, this is inventive, this is new. I haven't heard a rapper, these flows are unique, and he's just great at that. But I think when he comes back, he is such a legend that it's gonna be a storm. The hype is gonna be so real.
It's like
been
J. Cole.
4 years.
J. Cole was out for a while.
Right. Same thing. Yeah, I mean, he's probably had the biggest year of any rapper this year, just based on his impact.
Yeah, and he's a professional ball player now.
Where he was. This question here from Tony Loeb at Tony Loeb. Oh, just one more thing I wanted to. Isn't it crazy how Drake's just been the number one rapper for 12 straight years? We've never seen anything like that in rap history.
No,
Where the number one
This top
guy's
spot.
number one for over a decade. Never seen anything like it.
yeah, but I feel like he.
Drake a lot. People, I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
the thing.
he's
Love him or
poppy,
hate him,
though.
you can't deny how successful he's been.
I feel like he's gotten like not a bad rap, but a lot of people like to hate on him.
I was gonna honestly swear to God, I was thinking about Drake just because of it's like my top 5.
He's got to be in everybody's top 10, I think, at this point, just based on his resume.
But his personality perplexes me. Because sometimes I feel like he's just like a little overboard, like in terms of like trying to put on a persona. But like when he does, like I feel like the real Drake is the Drake we see when he is being like genuinely funny and with like the SNL stuff.
He's
like,
a nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like
He's very nerdy.
I like that Drake.
Like when he was at Bronny's playoff game over the
Yeah.
weekend, complaining to the ref, putting on a show,
Yeah,
being this obnoxious, nerdy personality. That is the real Drake. I think that's kind of the mark of a great artist, right? Is he's created this artistic persona that we identify him as.
I like Audrey.
Did he?
I think hip hop heads get frustrated with him because he's such a good rapper, and then you listen to some of the songs and he's just singing, and not everybody wants to hear that, But I guess you got to just respect him as an artist,
Yeah, he's
even if
doing
the
him.
sound doesn't work for you. But like that song he just dropped with Nicki Minaj and Wayne, that was on the Nicki Minaj album. He was spitting his ass off.
I gotta hear that. I didn't hear it yet.
He's like
Is that called
48
Green Light?
hours.
Was it Green Light?
Maybe.
Nicki's good too, man. A lot of
She
people-
used to be.
Yeah.
She fell off.
I still rock her.
Moment for Life. I fucking love that song.
That does sound like a song you would love. I could see that. I could see you bumping that. This question here from Tony Loeb. If you could go to one event, concert, game in history, what would it be?
Like from the past.
Anything?
Yeah, from the past.
Oh,
I go see the
fuck.
Beatles at Shea.
That's a great question.
Beatles, that shit. There's so many great icons, like Woodstock. I don't know how would it last in Woodstock, actually.
What's up?
I'd be
Mike?
asleep.
Could be fun.
I'd be
It would be
asleep in
sick
an
to
hour.
go, but like,
It'd be sick to go if you were really
you would
close.
have to, like, I would just have to take acid and have butt sex the whole time. Actually, yeah, Woodstock.
yeah, Woodstock. I might change my answer to Woodstock.
But you think of like Live Aid and shit like that, like
Live Aid looked like it was a hoot.
Yeah, an absolute hoot.
A hoot nanny.
I mean, it did look like a hoot. Just a
Yeah.
funny word to use to describe it.
I didn't know what else to say.
but like when you talk about like games.
Just any Prince concert. Yeah, games is interesting.
Like for me,
Jordan hitting that game winner would be a sick game to be at.
I'm like a Bulls fan, so like that one would really. It
Still
would be
Jordan, though.
it would be a sick game to be at, but like.
Yeah, the courtside Cavs Warriors Game 7.
Yeah, that would
be
awesome.
just amazing. The seats were going for like $90K, right?
Are you serious?
I think so. I think that was the most expensive ticket in NBA history. That Game 7. All right, one last question here.
Concert though for me, probably Eminem because he doesn't really tour anymore.
Oh,
he only tours overseas,
God.
man. I
Well,
want to
you
see
can
him live
hear
so
him
bad,
moving
bro.
around and doing
I
this.
want to see him live so bad.
Why? So he can. It's just gonna be loud ass music with him rapping.
Yeah, but come on. I saw Kanye live.
Yeah, he's a performer. When did you see Kanye live? You guys all went, right?
Yeah, I saw Coliseum.
Right.
Yeah. That was actually a sick show.
We saw him live at MSG.
Yeah.
But he's known to be a great performer. That's the thing. He's
Bro,
got
his
the rep.
set was insane. Like his what it looked like.
The production, yeah.
production, yeah.
Well, we saw the Easy Mountain.
Yeah, I
You
feel
guys
like
didn't see the
a
Easy
prime
Mountain.
Michael Jackson, prime Elton John concert, like just shows
Yeah.
would be awesome. The Boss. I actually don't like Bruce Springsteen at all.
Boss.
But I do hear he puts on a hell of a show.
Isn't he like 80 and he's still going? Or is that Elton John?
Both of them were pretty old.
Who's the piano man? Who's the piano man? Elton John?
No, Billy
Joel.
You think you're a Long Islander? Forgot who Billy Joel is?
He's on the island at least.
This last question here from Josh Clark at JA Clark21. What Batman characters would you like to see in the upcoming Pattinson sequels?
A good Scarecrow.
We got one. You don't like Killian
You don't
Murphy?
like Killian?
Really good Scarecrow.
I definitely think Scarecrow is a character that they can bring back.
In the Arkham games, he's really good.
Yes. I would love that Scarecrow, voiced by John. Maybe just get John Noble. Robin. Robin is the guy for me. I mean, people always throw out the rogues galleries, but do him right. Give me a gritty, like, Batman.
Dick Jason.
Dick Jason.
Dude, is that why
it doesn't matter. Just give me a version. I just want to see the relationship. I want to see that messed up relationship between Bruce and whoever it is. If it is Dick or Tim, he fucks over all of them. I think Damian would be fun, but he is a younger Batman, so.
Is that why they brought in
bad
Joseph
for Tim
Gordon-Levitt
Drake.
though? But
he's just trying to do his best.
Is that why they brought in Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but he didn't want to do?
I think that was
Christian Bale didn't
more
wanna do
for the
Batman.
fans.
Oh, okay.
Throw away, keep the door a smidge open, right? Give the new guy a bat cave.
You should use your first name. I really like it.
I loved it in the moment, but now I fucking hate that. Like, just call him Dick. Yeah.
Jason.
That would have been so much fucking better.
See, like, Dick is
And first of all, Robin ain't no narc.
yeah. You can't. That would have been like.
They said
I
that?
love your first name, Dick.
Yeah, the crowd would have been that not worth it to appease the hardcore fans.
That's a name that just hasn't aged well.
Well, they could have just done the line differently. Like, I want to use my real name, Dick Grayson.
Yeah,
Or Richard.
Richard Grayson.
Your real name, Richard. And then, like, 10% of the crowd would have been,
I always wondered where they got Dick from with Richard, but then I looked it up and Richard, Rich, Dick. That's where it came from.
well, guys, thank you for listening to this episode of the Nerd
It's
Soup
all rhymed.
Podcast. I hope
In
we
short.
enlighten
It
you.
doesn't
on the-
rhyme, and I don't find any connection between the three.
I'll look it up.
That is kind of what it is, yeah.
I'm just saying,
I
like-
don't know how.
Rick, Richard, Rick, Dick.
Richard, Rick, Dick.
Not Rich.
Dick Nixon.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney.
Dick Vitale.
A lot of good dicks.
Well, you heard it here first. Maybe not first, but hey, right? Just keep partying on. That is the Nerd Soup Podcast for today. For Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy, I am Bo, letting you guys know, hey, like it, share it, review it, do all that stuff, and hopefully you join us next week. And check out our new pod. Drop it on Monday, right? Level Up Gaming.
Follow me on Letterboxd.
Can we talk about that? Letterboxd
Cold
is
ending?
literally set up for you to remember every movie you've watched. You need to start logging them.
I've been.
No, you've been rating them. You need to log them.
How
you
do
need
I
to put them
log?
in your library.
Oh, okay.
Rev-
I'm new to
so
this.
yeah, right. But you can create lists.
Mhm.
So you do a 2021 list, so that if you have two movies that are 4 stars, well, this one's a little bit higher because I liked it more. That's how you can, instead of doing the 8.375 Dogecoin stock ratings.
So you
I like the decimals.
So
I'm
you
a
rate it.
decimal guy.
So
you
you
rate
could-
it and you give a little thing on it, like a little reason why you liked it,
Like a review.
and you look back on it like, oh yeah, maybe I did like this a little more.
Exactly, right, yeah.
And I also like the Instagram
But
because
you
you
can-
get those little fire emoji reactions.
Right, but you can share your letterbox score to Instagram and get those same emojis. And it will present the movie poster. It will have your
He does-
5,
he
4
does that.
do it all the time. It's very clean.
I don't view your stories.
And then you know what happens?
What?
People visit your letterbox and they like the review.
I tell you what, like I was just gaining followers after I did Soul and Wonder Woman without posting anything. And I'm like, why do people keep following me on Letterboxd? But it got me thinking, maybe I should give the people what they want.
Wow.
And I want
That's
GG
beautiful.
to stop fucking bothering me.
Maybe tonight I'll start my own letterbox when I go see Quiet Place.
It's a film community app.
Are you
That's-
seeing Conjuring?
No, I'm gonna see Quiet Place.
yeah,
tonight.
go see A Quiet Place.
And don't we convince you to see In the Heights?
You got to convince Elena.
Yeah.
There's no fucking. First of all, he's not going to the movies, and he's
I'm
not
not
going to be
watching
seeing.
Succession.
Yeah, he's going to end up watching Succession.
No, I'm not gonna watch this section.
Oh no, you're not. Okay, well, see you next week, guys. Succession season 2 review. Who knows?
No, I will watch that. You'll like it. What was it about?
Succession?
Yeah.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Suit Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our patron supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.